All right.
Into the meat and potatoes. Do you have anything? What I was going to do is continue with our.
Yeah, we'll go with that, and I'll give some shout outs to a couple guys, a couple people that sent me emails over the past week and some good questions. And actually, I'm going to say this one now. Darren Bowie at darrenbowie.eu, darrenbooy.eu. Darren sent me an email, and he brought up something that I was like, oh man, we'll talk about this next week. But he was like, hey man, you guys, thanks for all your help, Paul. You and Chris have been really very informative. But he had a question, and I know some of you are probably going to be like, what is this that he's talking about? What do you guys think of Microsoft SEO service? And I was like, wow. I didn't know Microsoft had an SEO service.
Me either.
So I was like, wow, Darren, thanks. We're going to talk about this. So, Darren, appreciate it, boss. We're going to talk about this next week. Because I know a lot of people are like, what is Microsoft SEO service? Because I was not been introduced to it until Darren sent me this email a couple days ago. So,
do you have a chance to do any research on it yet? Or we're going to, no, not yet?
That was yesterday.
He also sent another thing that I really enjoyed. It may be even in that one where he's talking about, blue one-armed widgets.
Yeah.
We told you from the very beginning of our search engine optimization podcast, search engine optimization is easy. It's not hard. There's nothing particularly challenging about it except for how much time you have to spend on it, which is why you should hire a company like eWebStyle. In fact, you can call us right now if you want. 713-592-6724. It's not rocket science. If you go to Google and you type in blue one-armed widget, boom, you'll find us. It's a boring page. It's just text, but it has most of the components that you want in a very uncompetitive keyword. Boom, you're on the first page. It's not a problem. So, and that goes back to what we were talking about, I think 2 podcasts ago, where we were saying, which would be podcast 47, where we were saying things like, we were comparing short tail keywords and long tail keywords. That would be considered, blue one-armed widgets is certainly considered a long tail keyword because in the sense of how many people are searching for it, apparently it's just Darren. It's so there's not that much competition for it. So go after those long tail keywords and go back and listen to podcast 47 because that was actually some really good information. All right, so you've got another shout out, but we'll hop right into this. The next thing, so again, this is a list of when you're choosing a CMS from an SEO perspective. Again, CMS is content management system. From an SEO perspective, what are the things that you should keep into consideration? And this is posted by Rand Fish on SEO Moz on the SEO Moz blog. One of the things that he talks about, number 7, we did 1 through 6 last time. Number 7 is pagination controls. Wow, that sounds really.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. So pagination controls, and this is some pretty interesting stuff about a typical content management system and/or a blog even. When you post a new blog or some new content, actually this more applies to blogs. When you post a new blog, it actually typically on the first page of the blog, that post goes on the top, right? And then all of your posts get bumped down, and there's at some point where the posts at the bottom start going on to the next page. So Google can come and they can see that particular page, and then you post something else, and Google comes back, and it's almost all duplicate content, except now content that was on there last time is on the next page this time, and it's kind of duplicate content. We believe that Google has, written algorithms to handle that, but you can see how that could be a challenge to a search engine crawler. I almost said monster. The search engine, the search engine monster. That sounds like. Rawr. Oh man. So he's talking about how you want to be able to control that. You want to be able to have meta no index tags, and what those are, or are tags so that you may be pointing to a certain place, and when you're pointing to that place, you just want to make sure that that it has a no follow tag or no index, so that the search engine ignores it. He also makes a point, and these are actually kind of 2 sub-articles that I got into the details of that, you may have this tendency to all of these pages on your blog or all of these pages in your website maybe focused on, I don't know, let's say plumbing, right? Well, now you've got all these pages that are focused on plumbing, and in your mind you're thinking, wow, Google's going to know that my website is about plumbing, right? But Google doesn't work in terms of websites in general. They work in terms of pages. So if you've got all these pages that are about plumbing, then Google has to make a decision about which one is the most relevant, which one is the most relevant. And if you don't make it easy for Google to figure that out, then you can bump into challenges. So, what is recommended is that you may make one page that's just like, I don't know, plumbing related to toilets, and plumbing related to sinks, and plumbing related to bathtubs, and all of those point to one particular page. This is actually a pretty good visual, huh? All of these point to one particular page, which is, the anchor text is plumbing. And so then you're telling Google, okay, yes, I've got lots of information, and it's all pointing here. So if you're looking for plumbing information, go here. So those are kind of things that you want to be doing in general. I kind of got off the particular CMS subject here, but you do want to have a CMS system that enables you to do that. And really any standard CMS system is going to enable you. That's really about how you're going to logically organize your information. So that is pagination controls. One thing that was mentioned is when SEO Moz redid their website, I think it was back in 2007, and they took care of these kind of pagination issues and potential duplicate content issues on their archive. They saw a 25% increase in traffic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's a great number. Spend the time to, depending on what kind of a website you are. Again, if you got a 5-page website that's on products, just make sure everything there is done right. If you're a blog, then you want to make sure that you're doing things right there, because again, you may be diluting your content if maybe you comment on self-help, and so you've got weight loss and smoking, but you got 50 pages on weight loss, and there's no individual target where you're telling, hey, Google, this is exactly what you need to be looking at when you come to my website looking for weight loss. So I think did we beat the dead horse?
I think we kicked that horse dead and continuously kick it.
I have been known to do that on occasion. The next one is 301 redirect functionality. We've talked about this. This has got to be way back in like podcast 35 or something, where we're talking about the 301 redirect. And what this is a great example is if you go to a website and you type in, I don't know, let's just say ewebstyle.com. And I'm going to call us out because we're probably not really following through on this. But if you go to ewebstyle.com, a particular page will come up. And then probably if you go to e-webstyle.com/index.asp, that exact same web page will come up. So this is the potential for duplicate content. More importantly, with related to links, somebody outside of eWebStyle may link to the index.asp page, and some other people may link to the non-index or just the e-webstyle.com page, and now that Google sees those as different pages, so instead of getting 2 links to one page, we're getting 1 link to each of 2 pages. And so that's obviously diluting our Google link juice.
And there is a guy, I said something, I had a conversation over email yesterday with a guy that had that exact issue. His name is Chris Wiesner of Wiesner Educational, Wieser, educational.com.
That website needs some work.
We talked with him. I talked to him about that because he had a redirect going on that was actually to a long, complicated story. But Chris, that is actually for you. So that was just for you.
All right, good. And so now the 301, what it will do is you'll say on index. There's 2 ways to do it. On index.asp, or what you can do is you want to be able to control it so that if they don't go to index.asp, that the e-webstyle.com page does a 301 redirect to the index.asp. 301 tells Google this page is permanently over here. So give the link juice to the final target. So now, even though the link from the outside website is e-webstyle.com, we're telling Google 301 over to index.asp, and the other link is in there. Now we got 2, and we're accumulating link juice like no tomorrow, which sounds odd. So the next thing on this list is XML and RSS pinging.
Ping.
Ping. Sounds.
Man, I know how to ping. You actually showed me how to ping.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's similar, so this is good.